Yeah. Hello again. Hi.
Hello.
Class wasn't
Hello,
really.
teacher. Hello,
Hi.
Mustafa. Good morning.
Hello,
Hello.
Anna. Good morning.
Good morning, Anna. Uh, hello, Mustafa. Hi, guys. Welcome to Verbling. I'm Teacher Oakley, and this week at this particular time slot, all week, at least my Monday through Friday, anyway. I don't know if it's your Monday through Friday, but my Monday through Friday at this time slot, we're going to be looking at phrasal verbs. Uh, a couple today and tomorrow, I think, focused on specific today emotions and feelings, a couple specific things, and then later this week, we're going to do a couple interesting things. We're going to basically look at how they're used inside of idioms. That'll be interesting on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be testing you guys. We'll self-test ourselves on phrasal verbs. Okay, today, phrasal verbs that we use when we're talking about emotions and feelings. Most of these quite specifically. However, I will talk about how many phrasal verbs, of course, have more than one meaning, which we need to be aware of, and I will try to talk about those as well. We are going to look at some fill-in-the-blank exercises here today. I'm going to have you guys read the sentence and then see if you can fill in the blank with the most likely phrasal verb. We'll talk about other aspects of phrasal verbs as we go along, and maybe even define the wrong answers. When do we use those, or how do we use those? All right, no reason to not jump right in and get started here. Okay, so Anna, why don't you start us off with number one?
Okay. They were a blank with excitement at the thought of seeing the sea.
Hmm.
Well, well. Maybe sweeping away. They were sweeping away with excitement at the thought of seeing the sea.
No, although I can understand
No.
why you would say that. They were, here we would say they were swept away, maybe, with excitement, but you're, okay, sweep away. Someone is swept away. It means they get caught up in the emotional aspect of something. Okay, well, Cinderella. You know the story of Cinderella, Anna?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
come on. Yes, you do. Cinderella, she went to the ball. She danced with the prince. She lost her shoe. The prince later had to find the person who the shoe fit. You know that story, right?
No.
No?
I
Ana,
don't know.
es Cenicienta.
Ah, thank you, thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes,
Carmen.
I know the story,
Hi,
the
Carmen,
history.
by the way. Okay, all right. Okay, well, there you go. How do you say it? Cienta or Cinderella got swept away in the excitement of the ball, and she forgot that it was midnight and she had to leave. All right? She
Yes,
got
yes.
caught up in. Oh, there's another way to say it. Well, there you go. There's another phrasal verb. She got caught up in the excitement. All right. So,
So, teacher, is
yeah.
correct the answer?
Not quite,
Not
because
quite.
not quite. The idea here is they, whoever they are, I'm assuming maybe children, were
Jumping on, maybe?
no, that one doesn't
No.
really fit. No, the actual correct answer here is going to be bubbling over with excitement. They, for example,
Okay.
children, they couldn't stop talking, and they're maybe physically jumping up and down, but they're super, super excited, bubbling over with excitement, bubbling over with enthusiasm. It's possible.
Yes.
Something
Okay.
positive. But the idea is that they have too much. It's coming out of them. It's uncontainable. Something bubbles over. You can think of it that way, in a sort of metaphor way. It's many phrasal verbs are, in fact, this phrasal verb is an idiom. It really is, because it's the metaphor of something that's bubbling over. If you pour your soda in very quickly, if you poured warm soda into a glass, it would bubble over. It would have too much energy to be contained by the glass. And that's the idea. You have so much emotion that you can't contain it. You're talking or laughing or whatever, overreacting almost, because you can't contain yourself, which is another phrase, actually. Okay.
Okay, I got it. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. The other two, acting out. Acting out, you act out, that's a negative thing. Children act out, all right? For example, my child's mad at me because I disciplined her. She may act out and fight with her little sister, seemingly for no reason. She's acting very negatively because she's angry about something else. So when people take it out on somebody else, they're acting out. They're expressing their frustration or anger in a misdirected way, actually. That's acting out. So you don't act out with excitement, because that's positive. Jumping on, I don't know, doesn't really fit at all. You can jump up and down with excitement. That's a pretty standard phrase. I think that's what they're trying to trick you with. That's what they're trying to. Do you know what it means, Anna, if I jump on you about something?
Yes. Yes, the voice. Sorry, the voice.
Yeah. Paco, you got a severe echo going there, I think. Thank you. Thanks for that. Yeah. Okay.
Jumping is when you, I don't know how to say it, how to explain in English. Jumping is when I know, but I don't know explain, sorry.
Here's an example in the Verbling chat box. The boss jumped on me for being late this morning. Sometimes we even say the boss jumped all over me. Okay, he yelled at me.
I understand this word like you are jumping, for example, on your feet.
Right. Physical meaning.
Yes, yes, physical meaning, yes.
Right. What has it? Most phrasal verbs, you're going to find the same thing. Jump on. Yes, I could physically jump on you if we were wrestlers. But more often than not, if I say the boss jumped on me for being late, I'm saying he verbally attacked me. He didn't actually physically hit me and jump on top of me. He verbally attacked me aggressively and suddenly. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Very normal in phrasal verbs to have a very physical meaning and then another abstract meaning. Very normal. In addition, many times phrasal verbs will have multiple other, 2, 3 other abstract meanings. Okay, let me, a whole bunch of folks have joined the class. So, hi Carmen, hello, welcome.
Good morning, Oakley. How are you this morning?
Okay. Not as cheerful as you, but I'm okay.
Okay then.
Okay. And hello, Paco. Welcome to the class. How are you? Paco, uh, is your microphone working okay, Paco? Okay. Not sure. Paco? No. Not sure about your connection there. Paul, how are you? Long time no see.
Oh yeah, hello friends. I'm doing great, thank you. The lesson is really interesting, yeah, about those phrasals. Really
Okay.
great subject.
Okay. Hey, it's good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the class. And Roberto is with us. Hello, Roberto. Welcome,
Teacher,
welcome.
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Okay, we shall continue. Mustafa, can you try number 2?
Okay, I'll try it. What made wine? Wayne or wine, teacher? Wayne?
Wayne. Wayne.
Okay. What made Wayne so angry? He blank with a face as black as thunder. Oh. He stormed out.
Very good. Stormed out. Excellent. Americans often as well say stormed off, meaning stormed out. Okay, he went, like we say, he went out the door. Okay, stormed off, he went off. He stormed away. Either way, he went away very quickly. The idea is exactly the same. Stormed out, stormed off. Notice followed by the use of this analogy, a face as black as thunder. A little simile there. Okay, very much related. The thunder, storm. Okay, fine. Rained off. That doesn't really mean anything to me, actually. Snowed under is very, very physical. Snowed under, okay, you had a lot of snow, you're snowed under, you can't leave your house. Okay, fine. Iced over, also very physical. If the road ices over, there's a layer of ice on the road. So, yeah, definitely stormed out is the only answer in this particular question that can be an analogy. Paco, I'm not sure if you have the actual verbling page open, and that's why we're getting echo from everything. Could be that, could be, I don't know, you don't have a headphone. If you have a headphone or earplugs or something, you might want to try that. Okay, anyway, Mustafa, great job. Moving on. Oopsie, wrong. Click. Oops. Give me a sec. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, Carmen, how about number 3?
3. The crowd seemed very unenthusiastic. So what does MC stand for?
Sorry, MC.
Yeah.
It can also be written.
I don't know.
Master of Ceremonies. That's it.
Okay. Try to blank some excitement. The crowd seemed very unenthusiastic. So MC tried to. I'd say whip up. See? No?
Yeah, beat out. Whip up some excitement. Yeah, that's it. That's the most appropriate answer for sure. Now, okay, here we have a phrasal verb that has more than one meaning. This one doesn't really have a concrete meaning. Yeah, it does, actually.
Is it because you lash it out? I mean, you just take out the whip and just start lashing at them just to wake them up?
Well,
no?
I seriously have never seen that before in my life, but I suppose. Think about something you do whip up. Do you cook much, Carmen?
Yeah, yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's two ways we use whip up with cooking. One, very physical. You ever
Yeah,
make like chocolate mousse and you separate
yeah.
your
It's
yolks
like,
and your whites,
yeah,
your egg
it's
yolks?
like the cream you whip it up.
Yeah. You whip up
That's
heavy
it.
heavy cream. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. You add some volume to it. You make it bigger. Okay. You whip
That's
up
it.
egg.
Mm-hmm.
You whip egg yolks, or you whip heavy cream to make whipped cream.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we use it that way. That's very physical because the tool that you use in the kitchen to stir very fast and vigorously is a whip. You can also whip up a couple ham sandwiches for lunch. What does that mean? Carmen, if
I don't know. Like you eating them up? I don't know.
I just prepare them very quickly. If I'm going to whip something up,
Okay.
it means to prepare it very quickly.
Okay, get it. Mm.
Oh my goodness, I'm supposed to give a speech in 20 minutes? Oh, I suppose I can whip something up.
Okay.
So, all right. And it's often used for food. I call my wife, hon, I've invited over 3 of my colleagues for dinner. Oh, great, I suppose I can quickly whip up some barbecue or something. I don't know, whatever. Okay,
Get it.
so can be very fast, so the physical, and then you whip up excitement, whip up enthusiasm, whip up a crowd. You can say it the other way, too. Whip up excitement in the crowd or just whip up a crowd. You get them excited, cheering, and so forth. Okay. Crazy. All right. Beat out. Yeah, that's not going to work at all. I don't really know why that's even there, frankly. That doesn't really have it. It has a phrasal verb abstract meaning. You beat out something. You beat out someone for a job, for example. I beat out Mark for the assistant position. Okay, you beat them like you win in a competition. Okay, strike up. Strike up some excitement almost works, but strike up means to start. For example, usually used with conversation. You strike up a conversation with somebody you just met at the airport, for example. Okay, but so it almost works because it's tried to start some excitement. It's very, very close. Just we don't co-locate it with the whole idea of a crowd. We usually would use whip up. And of course, hit on is ridiculous and silly and funny because if a person hits on another person, they're trying to get them interested in a romantic way. So, crazy to hit on a crowd of people. Doesn't really work. Okay, moving on. Paco, are you able to control your your audio?
I'm here.
Okay, try number 4, and I'll just try to be quiet while you're answering. Because there's a lot of echo when I talk. Okay, Paco, number 4.
Maybe find him out. Answer D. Find him out.
Okay.
Miles had a lot of emotional problems, but we managed to find him out.
No, and if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, I'll explain why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, Paco, you have that verbaling window open.
Maybe.
If you do, that's why I had to mute you there. I can't talk over myself. If you have the verbaling window open, it's going to cause a really bad echo. I actually sound louder than I sound. Okay. No, Paco chose find him out. If you find someone out, you find out a secret about them. Usually a secret plan, something that he was doing behind everyone's back. You find him out. Not really an emotional problem. It doesn't. We don't have the idea that these were secret emotional problems. In fact, they seem to be well known, so that doesn't work here. But we managed to. I would pick. Actually, anybody else in the class have an idea for this one?
Okay, probably we should choose to straighten him out.
I agree. Yep.
Like to get things straight, which are not straight with him at the moment. In that sense.
Very good. In fact, that's very funny, actually. I like your explanation. In English, we actually use the sort of metaphor or the connotation of bent. If someone is bent, they're not emotionally or mentally right. Yeah. So, yeah, you're absolutely correct. There is the concept of straight or bent, meaning emotionally or mentally correct or just wrong. He's a little bent, means he's a little crazy. He's not really altogether there. Okay. Very good. Straighten someone out. Okay, you get that. I don't think I could say it better than Paul did, actually. Send him up makes no sense, really, at all. You send somebody up, or you call somebody up, you demand that someone comes up to another position. Okay, they sent him up to the national office to be a manager. Okay. In professional sports, you send somebody up to the professional level from the lower levels, or you call them up if you're the one asking them to come up. Lay somebody off. Okay. That means to basically fire someone. That doesn't. We managed to lay him off. That's kind of funny. In the right context, it could be true. He's a nut, so we fired him. To tell somebody, if you lay them off, though, I have to be specific here. If you fire somebody, they can no longer work at your company. You're fired. You can no longer work at my company because you did something very wrong. If you just lay someone off, it could be because there's not enough business or other possible reasons. If you lay someone off, there's the inference that you may hire them again. If you fire someone, you're never going to hire them again. They're fired. That's always and forever. I did it again. Wrong. Click again. Ooh. Sounds like a big old storm is moving into my area. The rain's starting to come down, so you guys hear a lot of noise. That's what it is. If I disappear, it's because the power went out. I'll try to get back to you guys if that happens using another device, but it's really coming down, just so you know. Okay. Hello, Nader. Welcome. Howdy, howdy. Hello again. Okay. Hang in there. I'll get to you in a little bit. Paul, how about number 5, please?
Okay. When the children saw the ice cream stall, their eyes lit up.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, yeah.
Definitely. All right. Their eyes lit up. This is kind of like an idiom, really. Someone's eyes light up. There's a noticeable difference. It's physical and abstract at the same time. If somebody's very excited, you can see a extra sparkle in their eyes. Okay.
Like glowing eyes.
Glow.
Yeah. With excitement.
Right. Exactly. So a little bit more idiomatic here. I like this one. I like answer C, though. That's kind of funny. Their eyes revolved around. No, we don't say that. Okay? We don't say his eyes are revolving. No, you roll your eyes. But of course, you don't roll your eyes when you're excited, like by the ice cream. Why do you roll your eyes, Paul?
Okay, when I see something maybe funny or annoying, oh, that again, and I
Mm-hmm.
roll my eyes. And
Right.
when someone tells me something which I heard a million times, and oh, you didn't
Yeah.
need to say that to me again.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, I'm rolling my eyes.
it's kind of okay, physical communication that you're really communicating sarcasm or disgust. All right. Oh, not again. Oh, come on. Yeah. Which children do roll their eyes when they've heard the same discipline action again for the 200th time? All right. We are never going to say their eyes cried out. You know, you cry with your eyes, but to cry out is to use your voice, or their eyes cheered up. No, we just never use that. If we use cheer up about a person to say they're happier. They saw the ice cream stall and they cheered up. The children cheered up, not their eyes as a subject. Okay. Moving on, next one here, Roberto, number 6.
We were so upset that we could hardly hold back the tears.
Very good. Excellent. Hold back, hold the tears inside. Actually, this is almost really more physical than abstract, really. It's really what you're trying to do. You try to keep something off you. Well, tears are already inside you. If you're going to keep something off you, you're keeping something external from hitting you. So that doesn't make sense here. Set off means to start something. So that doesn't make sense. We could hardly start the tears. That too many negatives. That doesn't make sense. Step down. You step down from a position or an office. So you resign. You step down from something. So not related really at all to this very physical idea of crying. Hold back the tears. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Very good job, Roberto Nader. You know they're only trying to make you lose your temper. What do you think? Hey there, air. Simmer down. Yeah, okay, simmer down. Simmer, of course, is a verb which normally in the used by itself, dictionary meaning, physical meaning, is to cook something at a low heat, like a low boil is a simmer. Okay, simmer down. So the whole metaphorical idea of hot being equal with out of control or angry. He's hot under the collar. Very closely related here. There's a lot of idioms and phrasal verbs that have to do with cool down. Okay, instead of calm down, cool down. Right? Okay, to calm is cool, hot is angry. So there's a lot of related phrasal verbs and idioms and expressions that have to do with the whole concept of being hot being angry, and cool being calm. So there you go. Eat away. I have no idea what this would mean. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. If something eats away at you, little by little, demoralize you. It has to do with emotions. Something is eating away at you. Something's bothering you. You're obsessing about it, and it's affecting your life more and more slowly. Physically, if rust eats away at a car, it slowly destroys the car. If something eats away at you, it slowly emotionally disturbs you. Work out. I don't know why you tell somebody to go exercise. Tuck in. Okay. That's an interesting one. Nader, where would you tuck someone into? Do you know?
I don't know, but I've heard about it. And when when the food is prepared and there are a lot of people very hungry, we can say, okay, come on, tuck in, with the meaning, okay, you can eat now. Am I right?
Yes, you are right. You can tuck into dinner. Go ahead, start eating. That's right. We also actually, maybe more commonly, go ahead, tuck in. Usually we use that one to give somebody permission to start eating, like maybe after a prayer or something like that. Tuck in is also what you do with your children. When you put them to bed and you adjust the pillow and you pull the blanket up to their chin and push the blankets around their body so they're all warm and cozy. You tuck them into bed. That's right, Carmen, you got it right. Very good. So, all right, either way, either definition of the phrasal verb absolutely is not going to work for number 7, obviously. Okay, moving along. Anna, back to you, number 8.
Yes, and Derek was so angry at the news that he the phone and rushed out of the room. Please scroll up.
Oh, okay.
I can't see the answer. I suppose could be hang on, but
hung up is possible,
hang
but
up.
yeah, that would be possible, but it's not an option.
Okay.
That would be possible, and that would be totally correct. He hung up the phone and rushed out of the room. Would be totally correct. You drop the call. Okay. In that same way, it would also be possible to say Derek was so angry at the news that he rang off. Well, no, that wouldn't be possible. I'm sorry, because we don't use an object with rang off. Rang off means the same thing as hang up, but hang up can take an object. So you can hang up the phone, or you can ring off. Doot. That's the end. Here's another thing that you have to realize when you're dealing with phrasal verbs. Sometimes they take an object, and sometimes they do not. In other words, they're transitive and intransitive. So it can't be rang off here, even though it's logical, simply because for grammar reasons. We can't have an object now. So, and hung on is used here as a distractor. It should be hung up. So it can't be B or D. Called up is the opposite. That is to start a phone call, not to finish one. So that leaves us with C. He slammed down the phone. All right. He smashed down the phone on the cradle of the phone, or he smashed down the phone on the table. Okay. You can slam down other things. Anna?
Yes.
What else can you slam down? What is something else you can?
Slam down, maybe the meaning could be when you threw through something with force.
That's right.
Mm.
You don't exactly throw it because it never leaves your hand until the object touches the tabletop, the ground, or the whatever. So it's in your hand until it reaches an immovable object. Wham! I can slam down my pencil on the desktop in front of me.
Yes.
Slam down my books. Okay.
Sorry, can we slam down on the brakes? I mean,
yes,
while driving, yeah?
Yes, you can certainly slam down on the brakes while driving. That's a very common collocation, actually. Very good. Yes. You can slam down the window if you have one of those windows that slides up and down. If you push it down very quickly, you slam down. That's the idea. Push down quickly. So the brakes, a window, my pencil, the phone, all of these things can be slammed down. What does it mean if I slam down a shot of tequila?
You swallow it very quickly.
It means I'm going to be out of control very shortly. Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. We often use this to talk about somebody usually drinks something very quickly, like a shot of alcohol, but possibly also for food. I only had 3 minutes to slam down my lunch, like that. More often for beverages, but okay, can be for food. So that's another way. Okay, 2 meanings for that one. Let's move on. Mustafa, number 9.
9. Stewart will soon change his mind. I know how to blank him. How to? I have a doubt about a 3, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3, C, like I mean C. Or get around here. Maybe C or D.
Okay. Actually, I think D would be the best answer. First of all, D is a phrasal verb in British English. Actually, this is very consistent. They will use round, just like this, get round. Americans will use around with an A in front of the word as part of the word. Get around.
So get around.
And this, get around is actually used, well, not just get around, but around is used in a lot of phrasal verbs. And consistently, British just use round, and Americans use around, one word. So what does that mean? He knows how to get around him.
Get around him? I don't know, like, he know how to deal with him?
Yeah, basically, he knows how to deal with him, and also you know how to get around something. You get around as well, like rules or okay. Oh, their tickets are sold out for the concerts, but that's okay. I can get around it. I know a security guard who works at the door. We can get in the back door. I know the security guard. So it can mean to avoid something, or it can mean okay. Now this is interesting. I know how to get around him. I can sort of avoid him, or avoid a problem. You get around a problem. Or Anna's quite right. Okay, to persuade him. Now, here's the other thing. Well, to contradict myself, Americans don't usually use it this way, the way it's being used in this sentence, where Anna's correct, to persuade somebody. Americans would use a different Phrasal verb, Americans would say, I know how to get through to him. Instead of get round him, get through to him. But both Britishers and Americans use get around sometimes to mean to avoid somebody or something. Get around a problem. Yeah, it can't be the others because if you tell on somebody, you tell somebody in authority. You know, you tell on your little sister that she broke the vase. This is one of these phrasal verbs. By the way, here's another aspect of phrasal verbs. Some phrasal verbs are like to tell on is really used for children. There are some phrasal verbs that are basically used for children. You shouldn't tell on your little sister. Okay, like that. Okay. Tell someone in authority what somebody else has done. You know, for adults, actually we might use slang. You shouldn't narc on somebody. To narc on somebody is to tell on them. It means the same thing. To rat someone out. Actually, we have a lot of idioms for this. Okay, I know how to pick through him. That doesn't make any sense at all. Pick through, sort through, choose different things. That it's not logical. And to center on something or someone is to focus on it. So that doesn't quite work. I know how to focus on him. That doesn't really make sense. Okay, moving on. Next one, Carmen, number 10.
Okay, Nicole's been in a mood for days now. I wish she would get... I'm not quite sure about this one because I've got two different possibilities. I'm hesitating between A and D. Snap out of or show through?
I would definitely use snap out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought show through is like you have bottled it inside and you wanted to get it out. So I was not really sure about that one.
Yeah, you're right. It is very close. All right, and maybe you're right. Maybe it may be possible to use that. Yeah, to show through. Generally, we use it to. We generally used it to comment about something in the past tense. But she finally showed. She was in a bad mood, but she finally showed through it. Okay. We use it to express the idea that their good qualities went through difficulties, and because of good qualities, they were able to get through something.
Mm-hmm.
Or in another way, to directly express good qualities. Her generosity shows through in everything she does, much more directly. Yeah. Snap out of it is used as advice, maybe even a command. Snap out of it. You want somebody to return to reality, to return to normalcy. And it can be, you might say, okay, somebody's in an emotional state you want them to snap out of. Somebody could be hit in the head and confused. Snap out of it, you might say to them. You want them physically to come back to
but okay, when you use this snap out of it, it's like you wanted it to recover very quickly, like you know, when you snap it, like your fingers like that. That's it. That's what I was thinking.
It's exactly the idea. You want them to come out of it and come out of it right now. You'll hear this in those kind of adventure movies, you know, where people have to act right now. Snap out of it. Okay, we got to make a decision right this second, like that. So yeah. Of course, it doesn't make sense. I wish she'd mess about with it. Really, you want her to play with her bad mood. You want her to. That doesn't make sense. Mess about with someone. You waste time. You kind of play with it or waste time with it. That no one does that with a bad mood. That makes no sense. You look down on someone, not something. So that would not make sense. The opposite of admire, you look down on, you think it's beneath you. So, of course, you can't look down on a thing. You look down on a person. All right, moving on. Paco, number 11.
Okay, can you hear me correctly now?
Yes, I can hear you fine. I could always hear you. Oh,
okay.
What I do not hear, that's great. Now I do not hear my echo, which is what was disturbing. Now you're perfect. Everything's good.
Okay. Number 11. We don't usually act like that. We got carried away by the excitement of the occasion. Maybe?
Yes,
Correct?
Definitely. Very good. Excellent. You get carried away, you get, again, very close to swept away or caught up in. You get carried away. But the idea, the difference between using carried away and then way back at number 1, swept away, there's a slight difference. If you're swept away, it's the same idea. You get too caught up in it, you get too involved in it. But if you're carried away, there's an extra idea of negativity. There's something negative. You got carried away and you broke something. You got carried away and you said something really bad. All right. You can virtually use both of these phrasal verbs. It's really expressing the same exact idea, but with carried away, something bad happened. Okay, there was something negative. You can see here in the example, we don't usually act like that. The person is apologizing. Something bad happened because of it. You got moved on by the excitement? No. Of course, if you're moved, not a phrasal verb, normal one-word verb. If you're moved, you're emotionally affected by something, but that's not a phrasal verb. That's a regular verb. Okay, if you move on, you continue with something. Let's move on with the class. Okay, like that. Strung up. No. Very strange. No. That's an interesting choice, but no, that won't work. If you're strung up, there's other verbs. Maybe they mean strung out, to be close, but you're not really strung out by excitement. Maybe you're strung out, you're exhausted due to overstimulation, mental or emotional. Okay, so that doesn't really work. Strung up, frankly, strung up has a very physical meaning, meaning you're hung by a rope around the neck until you're dead. Okay, which has nothing to do with this, obviously. We got pointed out by the excitement. No, a person, so you couldn't use this passively. A person points out something, they make a point. They bring it to your attention. They point something out. I would like to point out that I am the teacher here. Okay. Very good. All right. Oh my goodness. There's so many. All right, moving on. Paul, number 12.
Okay, the smell of hot buttered toast takes me back to my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you know another verb that can be used here?
Okay, maybe the smell of hot buttered toast reminds me of my childhood. Something.
Sure. Takes me back. Takes me back. There has to be. This is one of those phrasal verbs. I can't say takes back me, right? That would not make sense. So the verb and the back, the particle, have to be separated. Same thing, another example, you're right, reminds me, or you can say brings me back.
Okay, and can we say this smell conjures up memories of my childhood?
Sure you could.
Okay.
A fourth alternative to say the same thing. Yeah, every one of those ways means the same exact thing. Holds me back is the idea of restraining somebody. Gives me back is the idea of returning something. Let me give back the money I owe you. Sets me back, somewhere in between. If something sets you back $20, it means you're now less $20. Okay, something happened and it set back my chances of getting a promotion. Oh, okay. Pushes you back in some way. All right, let's see if we can get to the last couple here. Roberto, number 13.
Martia's dog was killed by a car and it took her some time to get over the shock.
Very good. All right. You might very frequently hear English speakers saying, get over it. You need to get over it. Somebody who's obsessing, holding on to emotionally something, they're worried about something, they're overly caught up with an emotion, we tell them to get over it. Recover from something emotional. Get over it. That's all we need to say. We don't have to even be specific. Okay. It's not going to make any sense sometime to do without. Took her some time to do without the shock. That means she doesn't have the shock. If you do without something, you're okay. You do without. Well, okay. I'm going to do without. I'm a little short on money this week, so I'm going to do without buying any desserts. So I'm not going to spend money on ice cream this week. So I guess I can do without ice cream for 1 week. I suppose I'll survive. Okay, you do without something, you're fine without it. You sacrifice something, but you're okay. Okay. Come around to the shock. That doesn't, come around means wake up. That doesn't make sense. Fill out doesn't make sense either. You fill out a form, for example. You write down all the answers. We're filling out all the answers in the phrasal verb document here, maybe. Number 14, Anna, all the way back to you. Last one.
Okay. Let's see. When Nancy saw the mess the burglar had left, she maybe broke down in tears.
Very good. She broke down. Maybe broke down in tears, or you might hear broke down into tears. Either way, perfectly acceptable. Okay, somebody loses control emotionally. They break down. Someone actually has a mental breakdown. He had a breakdown. If I say he had a breakdown, okay, he had an emotional or mental breakdown and could no longer control his or her emotions. So also, we break down into tears. Okay, you break down into tears. Now, okay, we can also sometimes say somebody burst into tears, but unlike burst, where you can burst into laughter or burst into tears, you can't break down into laughter. That's a mistake I've heard before. So don't use this one with laughter. It only works with tears. You can wipe off tears. That's very physical, of course. To wipe off something. It almost works for B. She came apart in tears. She came apart also means to lose emotional control, but we don't usually co-locate it with, for example, in tears. Whereas in broke down in tears is a very common phrase. Okay. When Nancy saw the mess the burglar had left, she came apart. Now that sentence would be perfectly okay. I can understand that. She went under would mean she became unconscious. So that would probably not. Okay, everyone.
Okay, thank you.
We are out of time of the week looking at phrasal verbs at this time. Okay, thanks guys. Bye-bye for now. See you next time.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you, teacher.